Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here with something different, something I've never done here on YouTube before or even in my lifetime. I am going to make a Scrappy Afghan. Now when I say Scrappy, think of Scrappy quilts if you know what that is. It's not just about using actual scraps, it's about making the actual Afghan look like we used a whole bunch of different scraps. Meaning, we don't care what kind of yarn it is, how thick it is, how thin it is. We don't care what color it is. I'm kind of wondering if I want to put some of the variegated yarn in here. I should, right? Because I'm making up the rules, and my rules are there are no rules. And even I hate to sometimes go a little too far because I'm thinking I might not like that. But you know, if you don't like something in a quilt or in an Afghan or whatever, what you do is you use more of it. If you put enough of something like a print or a color you don't like, suddenly it all works. Anyway, that's what I say. I'm going to show you the pieces I've made already. I'm going to love this so much, but even I am having a hard time to just make practice pieces and keeping them to put in the Scrappy Afghan because I'm like, I'm playing with stitches. I like to make up my own stitches and it doesn't look good, and so I take it apart. But the whole purpose is I'm supposed to just make swatches of something, and even if I don't like it, I'm not supposed to take it apart. I'm supposed to include it. I'm learning to not be as fussy, but I'm having fun with it. Now, this is not a crochet tutorial series, but I do have videos for beginners, and I will have them linked in the description below. I'll also put a beginner's, playlist, I guess, in the description, on the end screen. So go look around in the description on the end screen, and you'll see some crochet videos that will help you to start out. I start out right at the very basics with the slip knot and chain and single crochet and then double crochet, stuff like that. You don't need to know a whole lot of fancy stitches. Now, if I happen to come up with a stitch that I've not seen before, don't remember seeing, I will show them to you during this series, but it's really a series for someone who loves to crochet, already knows how to crochet for the most part, but doesn't really know how to put things together good, especially if they don't match up in size. So this is really more about inspiration, just, maybe giving you some ideas, and you might not have ever thought of just crocheting just for pleasure and trying certain blocks and then keeping them and then using them in an Afghan. I play with yarn often, but then I take the pieces apart and it's like, gee, think of all the things I made, swatches that I could have kept and then put into a Scrappy Afghan. So now I'm going to just practicing crochet stitches, and it's a good way to, just make a swatch of something new that you've just learned. Like I do have a whole crochet block of the month series, if you're watching that. And before you make the entire block, you could just try it, see if you like it, and whatever you make, keep it. I don't care if it's just little, because my goal is to put all of that stuff together after, and we'll be filling in puzzle pieces with planned swatches. Like as we put things together, we'll say, oh, I could use something that's like 4 by 3 or whatever, and we'll just crochet and make that work. So I'm going to give you the rules. Use any size crochet hook. I'm not going to be telling you what these stitches are because some of them I've made up and I would not even know how to repeat them. Whatever yarn you're using, use whatever hook you feel like. If you feel like a loose block or it's a stitch that kind of is tight, then use a bigger hook. It's a way to get you to just try something. I've seriously had people ask me in fabric or yarn, could they use a different color? That's how some people just are so intimidated by the whole thing. Yes, you can always use a different color because it doesn't affect anything. Does a different size hook do something different? Yes, it does. And that's fun to experiment with that because you might find that using a bigger hook or a smaller hook gives you a whole different look, and like where you stick your hook in the stitch. There's so many options and it makes all different stitches. So far, I have, and I'm looking at it, a tub of Big Twist. Big Twist, I believe. I can't see one of them facing me. Yarn from Joann Fabrics, and I like it. It's very soft, but some of the colors tend to separate more than the other colors. I also bought a bag of scraps at the thrift store, so I'm using those, and there's some variegated yarns in there, which is why I was on the fence if I'm going to use it or not, because I really don't have enough. And if I were to do that, I would actually go out and buy some skeins, because I would want to add enough of it. And I'm just making patches of any size. I look at how much yarn I have, and even if I don't have a lot of yarn, I say, well, I might be able to make two different things, like this. I don't know if I used up this blue. My other thing is, sometimes I can't make it perfect, and there'll be some yarn left, but I don't have enough yarn to finish another row. And I do want to use all of these. So I don't know, or it could be for another project, but don't throw away ends like this. I mean, I probably would keep anything, I don't know, anything, because we can tie together and then just have one big ball later of this, and that's always fun. So, yeah, and I thought of this because I love to take crochet with me. I used to crochet when I traveled on a plane. It was a good time for me to make dishcloths, cotton dishcloths. And I have been going to a lot of appointments with Joe, and I went to one with him just, I don't know, he went Wednesday somewhere, Thursday somewhere. I went Wednesday, and I was like, I didn't bring any crochet because I haven't been doing that. Today I went, I'm glad I brought crochet because I was 4 hours in the waiting room waiting for him for all his tests and stuff. And I was able to make 3 or 4, I think I don't know what color I was on, oh, a darker blue. You know, it's very easy to just have some yarn in your bag, and a crochet hook or two, and some scissors, and you can work while you're out and about. I can even crochet in a car, as long as I'm the passenger, not the driver. Doesn't make me sick to my stomach. I can get car sick if I'm reading or something, but I can crochet. So I'm going to just show you, I guess, these pieces. And again, I know this, I did some double crochet front posts, and I don't care which direction it is. Now notice I didn't do my edge like I like with a slip stitch all the way around. I didn't because I didn't know if I wanted to do that with one color. I almost think that these colors would look good if they each had a border. Black specifically would look really nice, and I think it would almost look like a mosaic or stained glass Afghan. I don't know how big I'm going with this. It could be just a lap Afghan, because then I might want to try something else more exciting. So if I do that, I still would like to do my slip stitch all the way around because it makes a clean edge. And then I would do like sashing, not make a border all the way around yet, because I might want to put like 2 pieces together this way, and then I could, you know, crochet the sashing across 2 of them. And now, for instance, here's the plan. Now let's look at this block. I don't think there's a right and wrong side to this. I don't know what I did there, but that's what I did. Now this, and I should be like looking down at the table for this, like I could attach that here. And then we would know that we could add something here. Now we could add something here, like maybe do a couple rows of black or something, and then crochet onto that to make it match this. But I don't even know if I want to commit to that yet. Maybe I would make this part longer, and then this part could have a longer piece. So I'm not at all concerned about how to put these together at this point. I even could do this instead. So I'm just going to make a bunch, and then I will start putting them together and play with that, and I will show you. But for now I have this, let's do another blue. Oh, I think this was the moss stitch. I think this is the stitch I did, I think, in the first crochet block of the month of January, for January of 2024. So it looks like I have 2 this color right now. I got 1, 2. This is very ridgy. I like it. Again, I don't know what I did. And then I got this little guy. I can do either that side or this side if I wanted. I like this side. That's it for that color. And then for maroon, I have this, just our basic single crochet, but working just in the back of the V. This, I don't know what I did, but I used a bigger hook, and it's very lacy, and it looks, I think, the same on both sides. It's kind of holey. That's okay. And I have one more maroon. Oh, very ridgy on that side, and not so much on that side. And you can use whatever side you like. So I seem to be doing, you know, something that might be square, rectangles, and then what I'm going to call like longer strips. I'm just thinking in terms of fabric and what I would like. Now this I quite like. I came up with this today in the waiting room, and it's just, I don't know, it's like a ladder, but the rungs are thick and wide. So there's this, and then I also have this. Oh, this is, I think I have another dark blue, but I don't have it here, I don't think. I don't know. I think I'm working on it. This was a piece that I completely just made up. I went circular for a while, and then I said I'm going to just add stitches that get taller. So like single crochet, half double, double crochet, half treble, treble crochet, treble, treble. I did 3 to make a corner, and then I just went down back to those. And it's so far from being perfect, but I did take it apart one time because one side was quite lumpy, and I took that apart, and then I made it a little bit better, but this is still not really good, and that's why I want to include it, because when it comes time to putting sashing or whatever I do, I can count the sides, I can make them even, and then I can put that in. I love the idea of a circular center, but then it ends up being a square. Now this circular, I didn't even like count or look. To keep things flat when you're going in a circle, you have to increase, but patterns will say like chain 2, increase in the next chain 2. I didn't. I just did increases wherever I felt like putting them, and then I just checked, and I said, okay, the circle is kind of flat, and that's what it ended up looking like. It's going in. It's going in this. It's going in it, whether you want it to or not. I have one white because the rest of my white is that penis skein that I made. Huh? I'll show you the video I'm talking about. I don't want to ever use that yarn. I think I do have, though, some more scraps of white in that scrap bag. But I had taken a skein, and I did a lot of crocheting, and then at the end I had a lot to wind, and I was just watching TV, and I wound it up, and then it looked funny. I'm going to make you go watch the video for that one. For now, we're going to continue. I only have 2 more. So I have this. This is soft. I got this yarn from LaShawn. Thank you, LaShawn. It's my son's girlfriend. She loves to crochet. And I'll send you to her store on Poshmark. The link is in the description of this video right here. So go check it out. And we did a crochet class together for some of our friends, and we had so much fun. And so there's that, and I did something wavy there, and I liked that. I think this was what I came up with for crochet block of the month for October, block number 10, and I still remembered in my head at the time how I did it, and so I did it again. And then again, I have a piece like this. So the next video, I will start at least figuring out what I want to do for edging, And if I want the edging, see, I don't want the edging to be the same color, because when you have just a ball of scraps, you don't want to start doing edging all the way around and then running out. Crocheting little pieces like this, I just go until it runs out. And, you know, if it is very, very close to the end, sometimes just take that row apart, do it a little bit tighter, and you'll have enough yarn. But if you know you're not going to be able to have enough for the rest of the row, then just cut that off and save it. I mean, this was kind of a lot, but whatever I was on, I would not have had enough to finish another row, so I had to cut it. All right, I hope you're a little bit excited about this. I don't see myself dropping the ball on this, because it's a way to allow me to work even when I'm out. And that's a good thing. So I didn't mind at all waiting in that waiting room, because I was able to crochet, and I enjoyed that. And also, it's not difficult for me to do this. I like to do it at night. If I'm watching TV, I can crochet and watch TV. And I know I don't have to do a lot of it. And it also gives me a way to learn some stitches and try them, and then just put them in the Scrappy sampler. You could also call it a sampler Afghan if you're just trying all different stitches. So I hope you join me, and you don't have to know what size pieces I'm doing. The whole point is you do what you want, and I will show you that no matter what you have, I'll have it laid down and show you this is how you put things together, and this is how we're going to fill in this spot. I guess I'm going to figure all that out, right? Because right now I don't know how to do that. I will figure it out, and I'll show you what I do, and then you can do the same with whatever pieces you have. So start crocheting, and don't worry about size. I mean, I'm not going to do anything really big, because again, if I do something like that, I would have to do a lot of them. My whole joy in this is that I can just knock out some pieces and move on to something else, a different color and all that. And I'll decide if I want to do any of the variegated. And I think I might go with the black, because I think it will give it a good mosaic kind of look. I'm doing brown for the crochet block of the month, and I really like that, but I think I'll do black this time. All right, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye.